Oh shit. Hey, what up? What up? This is Bird the nerd. My guy Pickles Nichols. What's going on, man? Happy Sunday, bro. How you doing?
Finally made it through the week. Finally made it
You
through.
did? You
Well,
freaking made it through?
Not quite.
Oh, that's cool.
Still got one night of work left, and then back to it again tomorrow.
Cool. Thanks to everybody for showing up. We got 5 live on this beautiful Sunday morning prior to Super Bowl. Let's do this. I don't know what we're doing.
I'm sure everybody wants to watch the Pro Bowl, so we'll get you out of here quick.
Did you watch any of those Pro Bowl things at all? Like, did you watch any of it?
The Pro Bowl is such a joke now. It's just like, It's like I remember when they used to have the the passing competitions where they had like Drew Bledsoe and Harbaugh and Favre all trying to like throw it, and like they don't do that anymore. Now it's just like, hey, will you guys throw out these targets and stuff? Here, oh, Gino hit the drone. Gino hit the drone.
I actually found myself watching it. It was really weird. It was kind of in the background or whatever, but anyway. Let's see. My boy Renee's in the house. Thanks for coming up, Renee. Pops and Comics. First thumbs up. Thank you, brother. Trey is in the house. Thanks. What's up, Trey? Hope you're feeling better. Wookie Fodder with the first comment in the chat. Thank you so much. Dragons, I'm going to put you in the wheel of names.
He's back for the show.
He's back for the show. That's right.
Well, it wasn't in the live chat. The last one thought maybe we scared him off.
Yeah.
Or maybe I did.
Right. You probably did. No, Jason. I'm gonna start this out. Hello. I'm gonna start this out kind of differently. We always talk about comic books. We always talk about collectibles and all this stuff, but we don't talk about our lives and just kind of stuff we do on the regular or whatever. But bro, you're going to a show called Blue Ridge Rock Fest, right? What is this?
Yeah. What is it?
Yeah.
It is like one of the biggest like rock and metal shows that I've seen in quite a while.
Okay.
And actually it's like it's one of the most affordable ones. Like they actually went out of their way and made it a thing to Pantera. I'm probably gonna shed some tears of joy there. Even though it's only 2 of the surviving members, but still. It's Pantera, damn it.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, Coheed and Cambria is going to be there too? That's cool.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, it's not all just metal. There's a lot of like hard rock bands. Like you'll see like Chevelle and some of these bands that you'll see from like the way past, but there's a lot of bands doing like original lineup reunions. Yeah. Tech Nine's going to be there, which is like,
dude, Tech Nine. That's so crazy.
So it's just like, it's kind of like all over the place, but it's very affordable. Because it's only $199 right now for the festival tickets for 4 days, and so they kind of that's what they pride themselves on is the fact that it is a relatively cheaper festival for what you're getting. It's like 144 bands over 4 days or something like that.
Holy cow! Yeah, I'm like not even like halfway through.
Yeah, and they're not even done announcing yet either. They still have like headliners to announce, and like there's still a ton. Like it's not until September, so.
So who would you say is like the main attraction right now?
For me or just in general?
Like just in general, I guess.
Pantera.
Oh, Evanescence. Break me up inside. Yeah. Remember those guys? That's funny, dude.
Pantera's at least for me like that. They've been the first. They were the name that kind of popped up right away. I was like, ooh. I was like, because it's bittersweet because it's their bass player, it's their singer, but the drummer and guitarist who were brothers have both since passed. One died tragically on stage actually at a show for his other band. He was shot like 5 times by some crazy fan, and then Vinnie Paul, the drummer, passed from I believe it was a heart condition like within the last couple of years.
Cool, man. No, I like that. I like that. That's tight. Do you remember back in the day we would listen to I forgot who it was on the way like swim practice? Yeah, we swim.
What, 6 Feet Under? Athletes. 6 Feet Under, Cradle of Filth, all those bands. I'm seeing Cradle of Filth in May down in Vegas.
Good stuff. That's exciting, man.
Well, now it's just figuring out the rest of it. Tickets are bought. Got to figure the rest of it out.
We got 9 live in the chat. Trey, I don't know if you're in the chat, but you won this last week. I don't know if you still wanted it. If not, I'm just gonna throw it on the giveaway today. But I'm giving away this NYX slab. I put everybody's name in the chat there.
Barry Manilow.
I bet my boy Joe, man. Joe is so freaking funny, man. I love that guy. Joe, you're in. Joe won one of our inaugural contests or giveaways. So that was good to see him in the chat again. I'm not going to any concerts. I'm not as cool as you, so I'm going to the. Obviously going to the Philippines this year and all that stuff. We did make some really good tacos yesterday, so that was kind of exciting. But we're not here to talk about tacos. We're here to talk about all the crazy stuff that's going on.
Kenny Loggins,
yeah. we're here to talk about some DC stuff. But before we do that, I wanted to kind of give a shout out to some of the peeps that we support and say what's up to all the time. This is Beyond Wednesdays. This show I do on Wednesdays with Bryan McClay and a bunch of other amazing dudes. We got Trey in there. We got Big Leg. We got Marcus. We got Vinny. A lot of good stuff. They talk about NFTs, talk about just what's going on in the market and all that stuff. He has a really good show as well. It's called, let's see here. You can kind of go through it, but he's also on another server. Rumble. He's had some issues with YouTube, and so I think he's moving his platforms to Rumble. And for some reason I can't log into Rumble right now, but they have another show on Rumble that you guys should all follow. It's called OTR, On the Radar. They're gonna. I think they're starting to start streaming on Rumble, but I still have to figure it out. I don't know exactly what's going on with my login there, but anyway. And then if you're not following Jason right now, you should go see him. Let's see here. Jason, where are you?
It's gonna be the same shit that you showed like 2 weeks ago because I haven't posted anything.
Don't tell people that. You gotta lie. Just kidding.
I post all the time.
This is Jason's. You got 9.4, right? Is this your stuff?
9.4. Oh, in my spawn.
Yeah. Is it the newsstand, right?
Yeah, the newsstand came back 9.4. I got a 9.6 in the other one, so
can't be mad at that, man.
I think the only 2 9.8s I got back from the McFarlane signing. The thing that disappointed me was the ones that I got for myself, like the death of Captain Stacy, the Mysterio cover, and then what was the third one I got for myself? There's another one too, but those ones all came back not 9.8s, and I was like, damn it, I just wanted those to be 9.8s because they're mine. It wasn't like a resale thing. It's just kind of like they're not really expensive books. They're just my personal likings.
Yeah, no, it's all good, man. But that's good though. I mean, like, I think a lot of people. And we're being dead horse with this, but I think a lot of people just, it's tough to, especially with the market and everything lately. It's hard to hold on to stuff that's probably not going to go back up in price. Like, I don't know, mid-22 comic books that shouldn't have gone for what they went for. So it's always nice to have collectors back in the market.
Well, I feel like there's been a big uptick in that too, especially with the stuff we'll be talking about today, just because there's so many people that have been holding on to those books for so long, thinking it was going to be dead, and then it's just like, woo, free for all.
I know, seriously, yeah. And let's get into that. We're 9 minutes in. Thanks everybody for coming through and supporting us and our hunt for that Final Fantasy VII sealed one day. We're probably never gonna get it, but it's all good.
My problem is like I'll get it and then I'll be like, it'll have it for like 2 days, and then the fucking Sauron voice in my head's gonna be like, open it. It'll be like,
yeah.
You want to play it.
You already have it though on so you're good, man. So yeah, let's talk about this James Gunn DC stuff. I know we're probably the 18th millionth channel that's talking about the DC stuff, but obviously if you don't know already, there's a James Gunn, DCU. He's put out the universe out there. What's interesting to me is like, okay, so I get all the FOMO and all that, which I gotta admit that like I feel like I kind of fell into that FOMO mode. I think it's just if anything, like the FOMO that I fell into was like, oh, I want to start reading these. I'm not gonna go out and pay $50 for first appearance of Damian, whether it's worth it or not. I'm just not. I don't have the wherewithal to spend that much money on it. But it's exciting stuff. I don't think we really need to go into like what shows are coming out and like digress into each and every single property. Take it for what you will. But this is the announcement basically. Polygon. I went on Polygon's website because I thought this was kind of cool. It's kind of pitting Batman and Superman like versus Marvel, essentially the two main characters taking on the Marvel MCU. I think what's really cool though is some of the properties that not specifically like the main properties, but like the kind of one-off properties that they're talking about. Thanks, Doc. Kind of the main properties that, oh, sorry, not main properties, but other projects that they're talking about doing. I don't know if you watched the show on Wednesday, but I was talking about The Authority and how that was like one of my favorite stories, kind of growing up so much, but like when we were like kids, basically like teenagers. Did you ever read that story, The Authority? Have you heard of it before?
No, I didn't. But so like that was kind of one of my like. There's a lot of people that were disappointed in the announcements. The stuff I didn't know about were the things that I was excited about the most. I think like the Authority, Creature Commandos, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Only because I remember when Guardians of the Galaxy first came out, and there's a lot of people that didn't know who the hell they even were, like outside of that spec, and then it became one of the properties that everybody fell in love with. And that's kind of what I'm thinking is going to happen for some of these shows is James Gunn's going to take these characters and put them in the forefront, and people are going to be like, oh, whoa, like right now they're upset. But I think that's a good thing because with the stuff that he announced that nobody's really ever heard of as much as say like Batman, Superman, stuff like that, he did throw you a ton of crap in that respect too. So
yeah. Shout out here. We got some streaming royalty in the chat. Taylor Harder, holy cow. You guys, if you guys are not on like any streaming service that has to do with video games, like this Taylor Harder's account is awesome. Check her out. She's on oh my god, can't remember the video game streaming service. What's that called? I sound like a 45-year-old person.
Twitch?
Anyway, there you go, Twitch. She's got a pretty big following. She's pretty awesome. And let's see here. There you go. Star Wars nerd too. We like Star Wars. We got some Star Wars. I got a little bit of Star Wars kind of stuff in here. Twitch. Yeah, I know. I'm old.
What's the thing with the video games?
With the you watch them screens and stuff. Anyway, no, that's cool, man. I wanted to point this out too because I talked about this like in the past with other people. I'm gonna share my screen here, and I know you watched this show, and I know you're excited about this particular DC property. Swamp Thing. Dude, how sad were you when they canceled this show?
Sad or pissed? Like it was a pain in the ass just to get through it because they were like talking about canceling it by like episode 3 because they were saying it was getting too expensive or whatever. But it's just like, well, but you finally introduced like one of his main adversaries at the end of that season. Like how are you just going to cut it off?
Yeah, I know, dude. Like I watched like 3 episodes of this and I was really getting into it. And I was like, damn, this like, yeah, dude, like seriously, like, and then I realized like, I was looking like, oh, has to have multiple seasons. Like, why haven't I not heard of this? And then when I was done watching like the 3rd episode, I was like, dude, it's canceled. And this was like during COVID. So I was just begging for content, man. I was just dying for it. And when they announced that they didn't, proceed with past 1 season, I kind of left like a bad taste in my mouth. So I stopped watching it. I think y'all should. I know this isn't going to be continuity, and they're probably going to go a different direction with the Swamp Thing property when James Gunn puts out, the show in like 12 or not 12 years, and like 3 or 4 years or whatever. Watch this show just to kind of give yourself like an appetite of things to come if you're a big Swamp Thing fan. I know my boy Jason's a huge Swamp Thing fan. Swamp Thing fan. And we're going to talk about some of the books that he has in our slides coming up in like 2 minutes. But give this show a shot. I think it streams on Hulu, correct? Or do you know?
I had to buy it on Amazon Plus to be able to watch it. Because it's, for whatever reason, it's like one of those DC properties that never came over to HBO Max with it either. And I got HBO Max, but I was more than happy to pay the $20 to buy the season on Amazon to be able to watch it. So now I just own it.
Do you, how many episodes is it? Do you remember? I mean, obviously you
10.
have it, but 10? Dude, like 10 episodes of like good quality writing. I know IMDb gets it like a 7.4, but no, dude, that was like 9 point. And I only watched 3 episodes. I was like, that was good stuff, man.
Yeah, but, John Smith's got it right there. That was the one disappointment I had, Justice League Dark. Like, I was hoping they were going to announce that when they announced Swamp Thing. Yeah. Because I was like, those were some of, like, I thought Etrigan was going to be something that they were going to explore, and they may. But now it's like you're going to have to wait a long time.
Yeah. Takazon says 7.4 IMDb is good. Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry. 14 live. Thanks everybody. This is a great show, showing of people coming through our stream today. Thanks so much, everyone. I did put links to some of the people that we watch and kind of chill with or whatever. Rocksteady, what's going on from good old Canada. I'm going to Canada next weekend, and I'm getting ketchup chips, all dressed Ruffles, and that weird soda and chocolate that we can't get here for some reason, but it's a travesty.
You know that they sell all dressed Ruffles at the store here, right?
Anyway, moving on to our next. No, I did not know that. Thank you, Jason. I didn't know that. Hey, man, you learn everything. You learn the most random things from this show. Rocksteady, I'm putting you in the giveaway. I know you live in Canada, but you know what? Rocksteady is a good friend, and we're gonna put him in the giveaway. Bav Taylor. Whoa, we're international, dude. We're hitting 3 continents, dude. That's what I'm talking about. Bav, I'm sorry, I can't put you in the giveaway just because it's too far, and it costs like $3,000 to send something to UK. I did that last time, but thanks for showing up, and I hope you enjoy our slides. We got a kind of a quick show today. I was gonna ask Jason if you want to go hunting after this, but he's got to work and all that stuff. But we understand.
Hey, it's double time today.
Is it double time today? Nice.
Yeah, but that's not even about it. I'm just like, I just don't want to get designated to work overtime.
Yeah.
Super Bowl weekend.
We appreciate you, Bab Taylor. So let's get going with the slides here. Obviously, like I was talking about earlier, and we were kind of perusing through all this stuff. I know I didn't want to get into too much DC talk because I know everyone and their mother probably watched like 5 different YouTube channels about it, and so kind of the FOMO's kind of over. We're always like either way too early for the news or like it's right after, but we're not really there to talk about all the FOMO stuff anyway. But yeah, let's get into our slides today, and we're gonna talk about what are we talking about today. So a new era has started at WB, Warner Brothers, whatever you want to call it. We're here for it. And these are the 5 projects we love and what we have in our collection. I said 5, but there's 6 different collectibles that we have in this collection. And we're going to start off my first 3 and then Jason's next 3. I'd say Jason, in all honesty, I think Jason is probably a little bit more passionate about DC than I am. I just don't know a lot of like modern or like way back stuff about it. And I just kind of stopped reading DC for whatever reason, but I'll probably dabble into a couple new properties or not new properties, but just properties in general and just kind of see what's going on with it. So let's get started. What I have been reading though, the past year and a half is Blue Beetle #1, or just Blue Beetle properties in general. This is the Blue Beetle 3rd print. I talked about this on the previous show I had with Tales from the Flip Side, and the 3rd print is like super rare. It's like 1,000 ordered. He's coming to the DCU, or whatever you want to call it. So I think if you find this, like I found this on eBay the other day for like $10. It looked like to be in pretty high grade. So for $10 and getting like a 9698, you could probably double or triple your, investment, all that. It's kind of a tougher grade because of the darker kind of colors and all that whatnot. But yeah, man, have you been reading any Blue Beetle properties at all, or do you even like? Do you like the kid from Karate Kid that's going to play Blue Beetle, Mr. Ray?
The kid from Karate Kid.
Yeah.
I honestly haven't read any Blue Beetle in a while. At least not within the last year or two. But like just knowing that the property was coming, like I mean, so far I like everything about it. Like I think that they're going the right, and it's like this is actually coming out quicker rather than later, right? Isn't it like one of the first couple movies slated?
Yeah. Apologies, I don't know exactly when this is coming out, but it's supposed to be like one of those first. Yeah, it's supposed to be like one of the first newer type.
Like I think Flash is the first movie. I want to say this is the second movie afterwards.
Yeah, you are correct.
Which, I'm surprised. Surprised that like Flash is finally like going forward. Like I'm just like that movie is just like hit fucking brick wall after brick wall going to like release.
Yeah, what's interesting about the Flash movie, what James Gunn said, he's like, this is the greatest movie I've seen. Oh, it comes out in August. Thanks, Brucifer. He says this is the greatest, or the Flash movie, kind of going off topic, but he's talking about the Flash movie being one of like the greatest superhero movies he's ever seen, which I guess will be interesting. Oh, John Smith coming in with the knowledge. He says that Shazam 2 will connect. I don't think I'm going to give Shazam a shot.
You never seen the first one?
I never saw it just because it came out kind of in a weird time. And it was like, I'm not going to watch anything DC just because they've just been horrible, but I'll give it a shot.
Shazam was one of the properties I actually enjoyed. I mean,
was it?
Well, I said Shazam was one of the, I actually liked that movie pretty much. It's just, like it has kind of like a childish feel to some of it, only because you are dealing with Billy Batson as like a kid and he's just learning out about his powers and becoming Shazam and this and that. So it's kind of like more like that. I think this one will be a little bit more on like an adult targeted kind of trajectory, I guess.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, there's Blue Beetle 1, 3rd print. That's what I like.
Yeah.
Oh shoot. Okay, I'll try. I'll message you the link later on, man. I don't know what's up with my stuff, but anyway. Next slide.
It doesn't like you.
Doesn't like you. Okay. Batman 666. So I think this is okay. So this isn't like the first Damian Wayne. It's the first Damian as Batman, I believe. And I apologize. Like, correct me in the chat if I'm wrong on these like first appearances, but this is just stuff I got out of. This is just stuff I got from sources that I've just were reading about online. So Damian books, like the first Damian was at 655, right? Right, Jason? Yeah, 655. That's probably going to go for quite a bit. Go ahead. You're going to say something?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's that stereotypical like cameo versus first appearance with that book.
Yeah. So cameos, first appearances, yada, yada. So I always like, this is kind of sidetrack, but like kind of putting your point when you're like trying to buy a book. Just follow what the market says. Like you can push a book like Hulk 181 and 180. Like that was kind of obviously Wolverine's on 180 on the last page, and that's like considered a cameo. but the market gravitates more towards 181, obviously, and it's it's kind of come close, but it's always going to be 181, right? And so when the argument about cameo first appearance, like I get it's annoying, but like you just got to follow the market, unfortunately. So the reason I picked this book was because I figured, well, I like the cover, and we're all cover peeps. It's a sick one. The last one sold for like $50 to $60, which I thought was like pretty good. And for FOMO, not so much. I'm not going to buy it for $50 or $60, but that's the last sold it went for. And I know you liked this cover too, being the 666 and your obsession with that type of stuff.
The mark of the beast.
The mark of the beast. Wookie Fodder says there are a ton of these, so if you're going to do it, sell it now. And Joe's always spent good knowledge. I agree. I only believe what not sellers. I'm gonna leave that comment up there because Joe's coming in with the fire today. Anyway, yeah, Jason likes death. That's my last comment about that one. And this is the last of my favorite DC Wildstorm properties. Authority number 13. I jibber-jabbered about this past Wednesday. This is if you don't know the Authority, it's a group of superheroes that have issues, basically. Whether that be a comedic relief or kind of real life issues that, people go through, sadness, craziness, all that stuff, right? This was my favorite book, like I was saying earlier in the show. I'm so excited for DCU to put out an Authority property. I don't care if it's a cartoon. I don't care if it's a movie. I don't care if it's a 2-season kind of whatever. I don't care if it's like an Elseworld story. I don't care if I'm just stoked. I always pick up this particular issue for the reason that this run by Mark Miller and Frank Quietly was insane. I think I can't remember. Was it Eric Larson that started off this? I can't remember. Oh, Brian Hitch. Anyway, this is like one of the few properties that I think you could like, when they do transition from like this writer's going to go, is now going to go off and do another project, but we're bringing this new guy. It's kind of like, okay, this is how old we are. When Joe Montana got traded and Steve Young took over. It's kind of that same kind of like thing, right? Passing of the torch or whatever. However, like Authority 13 was such a good jumping point because the Mark Miller story was so good. And for an issue 13, like obviously like as a series like continues, the copies are drop off or whatever. So I think this is a little more rare than like their previous issues. It's the first appearance of Jacob Krigstein, he's kind of the antagonist of the story, and he develops a team like basically like a parody of the Avengers to fight against the Authority. So if you're a Marvel fan and you don't really know what to read and you don't have any DC kind of like fandom, dude, get this run. I think trade paperbacks are pretty cheap. Or go dig in for your dollar bins. I don't really care about the value of this book. It's just a really good story. Who knows? Maybe I'll do a giveaway run or a giveaway for the run that I liked so much when I was reading this book, but we'll see. You haven't heard of the Authority, right?
I have not. That was a new one for me. But like I said, it's one of the ones that I got excited about only because I think James Gunn's pretty good about picking his properties that he thinks he can. And like, I mean, look at the stuff he's done. It's kind of like all over the board. And he doesn't do any of the straightforward like Marvel movies. Like it wasn't like Iron Man or Hulk or anything like that. It was like Guardians of the Galaxy, and then he was doing the Suicide Squad, and then he did Peacemaker, and like it was just a lot of really abstract pieces of work.
Yes, James Kreider always putting out good stuff on the socials, and James, I'll put you in the giveaway as well. No, dude, like if you seriously like legit, like if you want to borrow it, like let me know. I loved this. I think I read this book before we like met, like in high school. So I just I just love this book, man. I think you dig it too. It's a really different take on just a superhero story. It's just really different.
Well,
but I think
I've been looking into getting the because I like that the DC, like you know, I have the Marvel app or the Marvel like online thing where I can basically read anything. I was looking at the DC one; they want like $75 for it annually. So
for
I'm
a year,
debating if I want to because it might be worth it just to like I said unless I'm going to keep the book itself, I don't like reading it just because I want to handle it as little as possible. So I'll just read the online version of it instead.
Yeah. No, yeah, I mean that makes sense. I think a lot of people do that. Yeah, we'll see. But anyway, it's getting your stuff. I'm sick of talking. Oh, and if you guys have not clicked that like button, I understand. Like you don't have to like Jason, but I'm pretty sure you guys all like me. No one really likes Jason. But real quick announcement. Please follow up Pickles. He has 6 friends now. So it's gone up from the original 5 and now it's 6.
Still
we're trying
still not at an all-time low of 2.
yeah. So we're going up. So let's keep let's follow him on Instagram.
Man, you're like just not wanting to live past today.
Jason did threaten me. He did threaten me. I will be
take me to HR. Yahoo HR.
We're gonna be I'm gonna make a call to HR. We're gonna have a little sit down, you know, it's cool. But all right, let's get into Jason's slides. We'll stop. We're losing people. All right, man. Superman 233. Tell us what's up with this, my friend.
Yeah, so this one, like, it wasn't. I mean, it doesn't really pertain to anything that they announced, other than they're doing a new Superman movie. Yeah. But when they announced it, this was like the book that, like, I personally loved. Like, loved the cover. The story of it was somewhat original. It was kind of like a reset of the Superman character at that time. Like you said, it's Neil Adams cover art, which I love. And then it's basically like this story was like Superman was working with a scientist that was working on a like energy harnessing machine that was that worked on kryptonite. And so this thing malfunctions and Superman tries to cover it up with a lead shield and it blows up before he can. He gets knocked out. But when he wakes up, whatever happened basically turned all the kryptonite on planet Earth into iron, making people think that Superman was now completely invulnerable. But as the story goes on, he starts noticing that, like, hey, my heat vision isn't working. My friggin', like, he's just losing his powers. He's having to recharge a lot more than usual. It also stood out to me because I think he had said that he had announced that this was going to be him going kind of back to the start of him being a reporter and this and that. And this is actually, I believe it's the first book where Clark Kent becomes a TV reporter on it. So those were kind of the times, and it was just kind of the first thing that jumped into my mind, but mostly it's just because I really liked that cover.
So this is a really important thing that I think everyone in the chat should hear about. When you talk about someone that actually opens up a comic book and reads it, Jason fits that bill. It's just funny because like a lot of people, you know, they'll like pick up a book and be like, "Oh yeah, you gotta get that Captain Gridiron #1. That cover's sick." Oh, what's the story about? I don't know. I didn't read the book. So it's kind of pointless to click comic books if you don't read them. Jason reads freaking comic books. I do too. Darn it. Anyway, no, that was really good. A synopsis of, like, that was like a perfect kind of description of what that book is about. Because I had no idea. I honestly, I didn't even know about the cover because, again, I'm not a huge DC fan. But that was a great, that makes me want to read this book. I don't think I'm going to pay $400 to $700 mid-grade for it. The cover is insane, like Rocksteady was saying. And according to Jason, like, this is a really good story. So
it's rough. Well, it's rough to find in a high grade too. I've been looking.
Sure, yeah.
Like, but I just don't, like you said, I don't want to pay the prices that people are asking for it at a high grade. So I'm just kind of like, eh.
I think like on an overall enjoyment / investment value or kind of thing, like you read the story, so like you already know what's in the guts. The cover's insane, right? And yeah, $400-700 mid grade, but it's a Neil Adams cover and it's Superman, so it kind of hits all those kind of like long term, not necessarily spec, but like value, like your dividend stock kind of thing. So I like that. I like this pick, man. Out of all the three that you did, I like this because this is a pure like, yeah, DC came out, but it wasn't like it's not like you loved this book more because the DC news came out. You like this book because it's a good story, it's a great cover, and you enjoy it personally, and it's worth a lot. It's worth quite a bit of money. So, all right, and I kind of alluded to this earlier, Batman 655, but floor is yours, my friend.
Oh, yeah. So this is Batman 655. This is kind of the one that took off in like price over the last week or so. Like I mean, I remember right after the announcement, it was still selling at about like $30-40 you could get it raw for like a day, and then I started seeing like 9/8 go for what, $450 I think is like the high right now.
I actually saw Raws going for like, anyone in the chat, I think somebody put out like, I think Blue Green Artifacts, or maybe it was Mr. Longshort put out, oh no, Comic Man Andy, who, if you guys aren't watching Comic Andy on his shows, I've highlighted him a couple times. He's in my links as well. He put out like a video, I think, showing how much this was going for raw, and I want to say it was going for like 500.
Yeah,
but it might have been like a newsstand or something.
500 raw. Yeah, that might be a newsstand.
Yeah,
because like I've got this in a 9/8, but I don't. It's not a newsstand. It's just the direct.
So Jason,
that was one that you actually pressed and cleaned for me, Ferdy.
Oh, that was me. So Jason, would you, as a speculator / collector / this isn't worth that much to me, would you sell it today, or would you hold on to it for a little longer? What are you gonna do?
I'd probably sell it today.
Right.
I mean, you can hold on to it, but I think like you basically seen the market cap out on a 9/8 at this point. I think like I see some listed for like about 500, but they're all getting bought at like best offer accepted, usually about 450 or so, from what I can tell. So I had it at least over the last like 3 or 4 days. That's basically been where the prices kind of stopped at, that I've been able to tell. I don't know if it'll go back up just because they are doing what is it, the Brave and the Bold storyline. Doesn't really like tie into this. This is more or less just like the character from that made his first cameo here. And like I said, it's not even like a like it's a cameo in a sense that he's like literally on one panel at the end of the book that just shows his eyes, but the rest of him is fully obscured. I don't even know if they mention him by name or not. But there was actually like the story of this one was tied into there's a run of books called Batman, Son of the Demon, where Talia al Ghul and Bruce Wayne have a child. And they used some of that story. I mean, it wasn't officially named Damian in that book, but they basically used some of the story from that in this book and in Damian Wayne's backstory going forward. But plus, I love this cover too.
I mean, Jason just dropped it all out for you, so there you go. So this is I'm not trying to swerve too much, but Wookie Fodder, I liked this comment you put down. And I did this with my Authority run because I have like 3 of them. So kind of, I guess if you're a speculator, like 100% speculator, you kind of know when to like start selling stuff. It's on the news, and I think one of the things to kind of consider when you're deciding when to sell something is when the FOMO announcements like we had on Monday come to fruition. That's the day you sell it, do a 5-day, do a 7-day, or do like I wouldn't do a buy it now. Let the market kind of decide, because at that point, it's really hard to take a property. Like, I really can't see a 9.8 in this go for 450 with this in this economy, especially since it's so tough right now. I mean, the economy is like okay, but interest rates are high. Easy money's gone, essentially, right? I'm a numbers guy, whatever. But when you can sell this book in a 9.8 for 450 to $500, that means the comic book market is just shifting from one proper or from one FOMO to another in general. So, in conclusion, you don't want to flood the market because everyone's looking for, and you still may get that $450 to $500 9.8, but it's safer to say to list your books once the announcement's made, or when, not even when the property is like if you have an independent that's like optioned, and we'll talk about option news with one of our guests like a couple months from now. I don't think I would sell at that point. The James Gunn news, this is like that kind of news doesn't come along. I mean, that comes once a decade, really. So, yeah, I think if you may miss the boat, I would probably hold off on it until like maybe, midsummer when prices come down again. And then people are trying to get back in, and that next flood of buyers are coming through. That's probably when to list it again. Then you can maybe get close to that 450. You may only get like 350, but if your buying's $50, grading cost is like 20. So your total like investment's like $80. You sell for 300. That's a really good investment. That beats the S&P 500, like easily. S&P 500 for all you cats that know that. Rocksteady, great question. Which begs the question: does speculation just come back? I think FOMO is always going to be there. You know what I mean? I think definitely. Go ahead.
I think for DC it is, but it's like I don't know if it's back necessarily. It's more or less like finally arrived for DC.
It's arrived.
Yeah,
it's alive. Oh yeah, no. That's a great point too. Because here's the thing. So, Rocksteady, again, more knowledge he's throwing down here from Canada. We don't know how great. Oh wow, John Smith. That's kind of, so people are actually reading books. So that's cool. I like that. I'm cool with that. So James Gunn made this announcement. And well, Wookie Fodder, you got a good point there. Wookie Fodder, my kind of not argument, but like kind of like parlaying this comment right here. I think if you can buy a book for $50, slabbing in 9.8 and sell it for 350, speculation is still alive. It's just not as hot as it was when like Bitcoin was 61K November 2021. What was I trying to say? I kind of lost my train of thought. Do you remind me what I just said? I'm getting old. What was I talking about earlier? Do you remember? Were you listening?
Yeah, I was listening, but like at what
point? I can't remember.
Like how far back do you want me to go?
I don't know. Can we rewind this? Just kidding. Oh, this is what I was trying to say. So, I mean, this DCU kind of like world, or like their, James Gunn's his creation, whatever is going through. I mean, then his first like show is like not for a year, so we don't even know, his reputation's there, right? But we don't even know like how popular the shows are going to be. So, I mean, Damien may not come out for like what is like 2 years or something like that. So
maybe more than that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we don't even know, and
it's like a 10-year plan he laid out.
Yeah, dude, and like, so it's like, I think it's not a great investment, honestly, out there, and to buy a 9.8 for 450 and expect it to go up to 700, because you could probably buy the dip, and people say this all the time. I'm just putting it out there. You could probably buy it for like 250, saves you a couple $100 in 3 or 4 months. I just don't see it. Kind of going past these prices, especially with the economy and the uncertainty of like the comic book market, and the uncertainty of what's going to look like on the big screen. But do this. Go out and like buy the online thing, or the online property, or get the trade paperback for cheap, or wait if you're really wanting to do that. And Wookie Fodder again coming in with all the freaking all the good stuff today. Yeah, Warner Brothers is not doing great right now, and this stuff could get trashed. Like, I mean, who knows? We'll see. But I really, I liked creating the show with one of my best friends of all time, because it was nice to kind of put out in the ethers of, like, be smart with your money and don't give in the FOMO. I mean, like, this is a community that I think we really need to, like, watch each other's backs and just kind of save pockets and, like, be able to pay for rent and electricity and all that stuff, and then be still able to enjoy like, comics and stuff. So anyway,
I know it's funny too. In like hindsight, I was looking at the numbers. I was like, damn it. I was like, I should have bought like a 9.8 at like $140 when they were going. I could have probably just like turned around and been like, here you go.
Yeah. I mean, like, I knew that James Gunn, I mean, we'd be dumb to think like, oh, the James Gunn announcement wouldn't be anything. Like, we had months to, like, really put money away and put money into DC spec. But, like, honestly, I just didn't know it was like, there's so many possibilities that I don't want to get screwed over. You know what I mean? But Damien was an easy one, like, I thought. And nobody's going to get rich off something like Creature Commandos. I think for sure, if you want to put, like, echelon of top 3 books to get, and this is my personal opinion, and you can give yours, I'd say Damien's probably going to be the big one. I'd say Swamp Thing, which is one of your picks here, because it's stood the test of time. It's a scary. People like horror, so, like, that's a good property to get into. And there's a lot of, like, properties or a lot of books you can buy, and then kind of like I'll call him the Vernon Maxwell of my DC picks is Authority. I'm a little biased towards that just because, but I picked that one because it's so different from what DC does traditionally. It's not like a child of a main character, or, like, it's not like a Jonathan Kent, it's not like a Damien, it's not like a daughter of Ra's al Ghul, whatever. It's an independent property that was written by Marvel bad boys at an independent, at Wildstorm, an independent label that DC bought years ago. And so I think it's really cool. Tagazon, we love you too, man. One of these days we'll invite you on, and Tagazon has a lot of really good info and experience in, like, card collecting games, and I kind of want to grow that part of the channel, but I'll stop talking because I talk too much. House of Secrets 92. Do your thing, Jason.
So yeah, this is first appearance of Swamp Thing. I'm actually, like, surprised that this is the book that, like, sometimes that this is the one that everybody homages, that this is the one that's, like, the big book, because it's not even, like, really a Swamp Thing book. It's, like, 3 different stories in it. Swamp Thing is just, like, the middle story in it, and it's super quick. But it is the first appearance. It's first appearance of Swamp Thing. Bernie Wright's in art, which is always nice. This is where Alex Olson becomes Swamp Thing after Damian Ridge sabotages his lab and kills Alex and basically buries him in the swamp, and just to get basically his wife. Like, they were both fighting over the same chick, and she married Alex, and Damian killed him for it, and then tried to get on his girl, man.
Don't ever get on someone else's girl. Oh, sorry.
But yeah, this is also, like, one of my, like, all-time favorite DC characters too. So,
dude, where is your tat of Swamp Thing at?
So I didn't get to start it because I was supposed to start it at the beginning of my Christmas break, and my artist got COVID like 3 days before my appointment, so I couldn't do it.
Why?
So I have it rescheduled for, like, March 10th is when I get it started, but it's going to be on my leg.
Describe it for us, because we're weird.
So it's actually a Swamp Thing and John Constantine piece. We're going with more the, like, Alan Moore era Swamp Thing, like, with the kind of the extended nose to him, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's basically just going to be him and the thing I wanted to do was kind of make it funny and have John Constantine trying to like high five Swamp Thing while he was smoking a cigarette, and Swamp Thing just being how he is. Because, like, you know, their relationship, he's always just like, Constantine just pops up in the swamp and he's just like, hey, what's up, man? Blah, blah, blah. And Swamp Thing's like, what are you doing here, man? Like, go away.
Go away. No, that's awesome, man.
But it'll be kind of growing all over because I've got the Kobe piece down there and I've got my James Bond Boba Fett one on the back of my calf. So it's like, he's going to be growing the green kind of like all around, filling in the spots with flowers kind of blooming and stuff.
Cool.
And then
that's tight. Yeah, cool. Yeah, this is like one of your grails, right? Like, or do you have it? I can't remember if you have it or not.
No, I don't have it yet. It's so damn expensive. Like,
yeah.
Just to get a decent graded one. Like, I don't want it. I mean, it doesn't have to be a 9.8, obviously, but I would like a copy that doesn't show that presents well, doesn't show all the wears and tears. I'd even take this at a restored grade, even just as far as like looks go. Because, like I said, it's not something I'm looking to sell again. It's something that I would keep for myself.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I was looking at price and I was like, this and what?
Oh, I said this and what is it? Saga Swamp Thing.
Oh, John Constantine first. Yeah. Yeah. You got to get that, dude. Remember when you're out? You're like, hey, look at this. I kept sending you that link.
Yeah.
And the guy wouldn't budge for like $50.
Yeah.
Nowadays I'm thinking back on it. I was like, I should just I would have said like, just go for it. Just buy it $350 because it was a nice newsstand.
Yeah.
And I think the market's starting to rack back up again, which kind of sucks. But I did find a 6.0 for $1,700 though.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was like, I think what I was trying to ask him if it was a Mark Jeweler one. And he was like, I don't know. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't know? Like, you didn't even open the book up?
Yeah. Oh, that's right. He was being all weird about it. Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah. And it took like a week for them to respond. He's like, well, actually, I don't have it. It's at the warehouse or something like that. He's like, right. I'll have to check it. And I was just like, all right, this is feeling kind of sketch. Like,
yeah. You know, now that I think about it too, is like there's some comic book stores that are huge that we don't even see their whole inventory. And so I kind of believe him a little bit, but yeah, it's kind of weird that, whatever, it is what it is. But
yeah, it was just like, it took a week for him to respond to the message. And I was just kind of like, at that point had moved on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. So what in your opinion, what's your top 3 properties for DC that you think are not necessarily you're excited for particularly, but are the most important books to key in on, or not books, but properties?
As far as what they announced?
Yeah.
Well, so like you said, I think Damien's going to be a big one just because of, he eventually does become Batman.
Right.
And if that's the way, that could be what they're looking to do with starting out with that, only because he's already said Robert Pattinson's Batman's going to be in Elseworlds, Batfleck, if they do anything with that, is going to be Elseworlds. So it seems like they're trying to build young.
Yeah.
And so if that's the path that they're going, I think that he'll be kind of leading the charge. I think that Supergirl, I think that is going to be an interesting movie that he announced. It plays into kind of the times as far as getting more strong female characters out there that aren't just your generic Wonder Woman and things like that. It's just kind of, it's nice to see a property like that. And I think if it's done well, will play out well with audiences.
Mm-hmm.
But then also I'm just big on Swamp Thing. So I'm just I hope that this leads to more. I don't want to see just a movie. I want to see him included going forward, because I just really love that character. Because it's just he's one of those guys that he's a great anti-hero, but he doesn't really he fights for the earth. It's not
yeah,
oh, this person is a bad guy, I need to stop them type of deal. It's oh, well, you're hurting the planet, you're attacking my swamp, now I'm gonna F you up,
Yeah, that's right. And and I don't know if you know this, Jason, but since you're a huge Swamp Thing fan, every fan should have number 21, an anime lesson in their collection. Alan Moore's, is that his first run or first book, James? Again, I'm not a huge Swamp Thing DC.
I believe it is.
Is it? Okay. Then there you go.
So.
If you guys are curious, maybe that $75 annual subscription is worth it, man. Like, because we were talking about a lot of different properties. Like the Authority run that I love, it's like 25 issues. So right there, that's like, if you really want to read DC, and maybe here's another thing, Brucifer, I highlighted this earlier, but there's more announcements that are probably going to be made. So maybe the investment not so much is in the books, everybody. I know we only got 10 live, and we don't got like 150 like Tales from the Flip Side does, or Beyond Wednesdays. But I think this is a time where you can kind of sit back and get back from the FOMO and start, maybe pay $75 if you're really speculating, being smart. Maybe pay the $75 and just start reading like stuff, and then just kind of seeing where the, what up, Vika? What's going on, brother? Kind of where the direction of the DC universe is going, and then be like, hey, this is a really good story. Oh, there's a first appearance of this character of this book because I just read it because I paid $75 for this annual membership. That may be like a good way to kind of get started on your spec without having to spend a lot of money, And John Smith, we talked about this, people don't learn. And I think a lot of it has to do with they just don't do the research, and they and I'm privy to it. You watch a YouTube show, you get lazy, and then you're like, oh, I'm just going to get one of the top 10 books or whatever, versus paying $75 membership, kind of being aware of next cons that are coming up. So like the big ones, they got Emerald City Comic Con coming up, but they don't really do big announcements there. Anyway, just trying to save you guys a little bit of money here and all that. So,
and the thing with Swamp Thing too is just like, which one is he going to choose? Like, is he going to go with the original Alec Olson? Is he going to go with what's his face, Alec Holland? Is he going to, like, who's he going to be?
And we got some spec right here. So sorry, John. I don't know who Connor Hawk is, but I bet you, Jason, that $75 annual thing, you can search by like character, I'm assuming, in that. I'm
pretty sure. I think you can do it by. I think it works similar to the Marvel database, and even like Key Collector, where you can search artist, you can search like writer, and like find all their books, etc. I think I haven't. Like I said, it's limited with the free subscription. Like you get like the first 4 panels or first 4 pages of each book to preview,
that kind of thing,
stuff like that. So you don't get to like read the whole thing.
That's cool. And then John Smith throwing a little bit of what do you call it? Anyway, everyone should be jobbing on first. John Constantine, I love that. See, I did not know that. Oliver Queen, and the thing with DC too, I think that's why that $75 is worth it. DC's been around for a long time, so another reason why, like, okay, so I guess you could be like, oh, I'm gonna get into DC. I'm gonna start specking on DC. What's the first appearance of Green Lantern? I forgot his name. Anyway, it's $300.
Jordan?
Not Hal Jordan, but any
John Stewart?
John Stewart, John Stewart, right? Holy cow, that's a $450 book, and like very fine. So I think there's still opportunity to like get into these plays for specking into DC, but I think the DC is a little bit more. You got to do your research, you got to read things. And then you got to determine, okay, is this $80 book that's a first appearance or second appearance or whatever? Is that really going to be worth it to invest $80, press clean, grade, and then maybe make $450 and times that by 8? I don't know. I think, and I keep killing a dead horse with keep being a dead horse here, but I think that's just something that you really like. If you're really going to put your money to good use, buy the annual subscription. Just start reading like Swamp Thing, read about all these different properties that we talked about, what James Gunn is getting into, and just determine what you think is like a really solid story. And then maybe start looking at those looking for dollar bins, looking in dollar bins for like authority books, any other Wildstorm like properties are involved with it, yada yada. That's kind of my take. But what do you think, man? Do you think that's dumb? Do you think I'm dumb? You think I'm dumb?
Well, I mean, I think you're dumb, yeah, but
so I want to again point out one thing for Jason again. He only has 6 friends. Let's
he's not even one of them.
I'm not even his friend. I literally only have him on the show because I don't know anything about DC and he reads more books than I do. That's a confession. Anyway,
I'm kind of hoping that Lanterns introduces Sinestro. That was why Green Lantern 7 was like one of my other picks. I was just like, I really hope that they bring Sinestro in that show.
Yeah, you like hell and devilish stuff, so I think that's right up. That's definitely what the kids say, on brand for you. Is that what the kids say, on brand?
Sure.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm not a kid anymore.
I'm definitely not. I'm wearing a Pokemon shirt, so I'm definitely not.
It's like my goddamn back hurts, and I didn't even like hurt it. It's just sore.
Oh, it hurts. My ears hurt, and I don't even know why. And service announcement: if you guys are already are not. Please do so. I love that button, man. I think it's so cool. Anyway, let's get into the market report. I know you guys. Thanks again. It is 11:30. We're an hour in. We're almost done. 13 live. We did all the way down to 7. I think we just kept. I think we were scaring people away. But anyway, and this is kind of cool. If you're in still specking and kind of looking for things to like invest in or just to read. I keep saying invest. Read the books. Read the books. But here's our market report. And John Smith's got you need to stretch more. So in conclusion,
yoga.
Yeah, you did it in Pilates stuff. Exciting stuff from DC. It's also cool. I didn't really talk about this, but Jim Lee's being part of this, which I think is really great. Jason has 5 friends now. So actually he has 6. So thanks to everyone for following him.
On the fly.
I did. I mean, I got stuff going on, man. I got stuff going on. Anyway, I edited that anyway. So let's get in the market report. All right. So I try to kind of keep it in theme with what was going on this week. So here's our comic book report here. Superman number 10, 9.8. This sold earlier this week for $139.99. So this is an interesting thing. We were talking about like first meets on the show on Wednesday, and one of the things that Bryan McClay was talking about on OTR on Wednesdays was, or I think it was Trey. Sorry, he was talking about first meet between Jonathan Kent and Damian. So I think first meets have kind of like gone to the wayside, especially in the Marvel MCU kind of spec. And I think it's an interesting thing to look back at again, because it's a lower kind of buy-in to first spec, those just spec in general. And I want to highlight this one because it shows a meet on the cover, which is kind of rare on first meets. They usually don't show on cover. And it shows Superman and Batman as well. So I thought this was kind of a nice book to have. For $140, I think that's not a bad long-term kind of investment, because they even announced Jonathan Kent. And if he gets announced, I mean, people are going to start looking for this book. Have you heard of this book, dude? Or does this, or no?
No, I did not. This is a newbie to me.
Yeah, cool. And you know about Jonathan Kent though, right?
Yeah. It's just like some of the newer DC stuff I'm not as familiar with.
Me either, right?
As I was the stuff I grew up reading.
Yeah. So I thought it was kind of an interesting thing. After all the FOMO, you kind of like, well, what's the like ones that should be part of this FOMO that aren't? Maybe that's like something to dip your toe into. And then I just had to highlight 655 first appearance of Damian Wayne in cameo, quote unquote. He's on a couple panels, but it doesn't show his face. That's why I think they call it cameo.
Yeah,
but
it's like his eyes is all they show.
Yeah, the shadow and all that stuff, right? But a 9.4 went for $100, which I thought was, it's from Canada. I thought that was interesting. I don't like I don't mind this buy at all. You could CPR it possibly, but for $100 for a 9.4 for a first appearance during FOMO season, I thought this was a good buy for whoever got it. All right, magazine market. I kind of drifted away from DC starting at this point, but I thought this was kind of funny. 1997 Topps magazine, Batman and Robin official souvenir magazine. Did you ever see this this Batman movie, dude? Did you ever see that? what was Schwarzenegger's line in this movie?
Everybody chill. The awesome. Iceman cometh.
Didn't he have like another one?
I can't remember. Like, fuck, dude. I tried to put that movie like out of my brain sometimes.
Anyway, I'm bringing it back. So there you go. $9 if you want to relive that horrible movie. And then I thought this was interesting. John Smith, he's like my Pokemon guy. I figured you would enjoy this. It's a Nintendo Power 137 with the Abra Pokemon cards, and there's 2 of them in there. So this is an interesting thing that I've been kind of looking into in magazines. So like Sports Illustrated, they always have like Sports Illustrated for kids has that like that Rolodex of like, you know, cards and stuff. Yeah. Well, you know, like Tiger Woods, like it's really hard to get a 9.5, like a high grade. And like if you get one, it's worth like 10 grand. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know the price,
but they go for a lot because like they're perforated and like usually they're off centered. So this is an interesting error, and I wouldn't leave it. Like, here's 2 things I wouldn't do with this Nintendo Power if I had it. I wouldn't tear the cards out because that deflates the value. I'd probably grade it at CGC and then let CGC know there's an error in this, notate it in my in the slab so I can like, you know, sell it for more, because that's kind of a cool collectible if you're a Pokemon collectible. So anyway. Sports card market. I got a Jackson Churio, yellow refractor. This guy is like a stud. I keep banging the walls with this kid. He's like 18 or 19, so I'll probably see him in 3 years, but he's tearing the cover off the ball. He had an excellent 2022 minor league season, and he's like, I think, a top 20 prospect in baseball. So I know Jason and I are probably going to catch a couple games next year. Oh, kind of cool. Anyway, we'll go some games next year for the Mariners for sure. And then in reference to Super Bowl weekend, I found this 2021 Panini Mosaic Patrick Mahomes PSA 9, which I thought was a pretty good grade and not a bad card to have. And then, you know, I always have to go Final Fantasy, right? So my Final Fantasy 7. If you guys can figure out what the title of our show means, I will give you a 9.6 UF4 first print. If you can figure out what our title means, I swear to God, I have it. I will give it away. I'll probably make that announcement some at a later time. But so I found this one, everyone's favorite Chocobo or favorite Final Fantasy 7 character. It's the Square Enix Final Fantasy Fluffy Chocobo, which that was kind of cool, from good old UK. And then Jason, remember we were talking about this earlier in the broadcast. Final Fantasy 9. No cheating, John. You're not allowed to know. You can't win. You did not play this game, correct?
I didn't play 9. No, I played up through 8,
and you skipped 9.
I didn't have PlayStations anymore after that.
Did you ever play 10?
I did not. I think I watched you play it on your PS3 or whatever.
Oh, was 10 the whirly ball one where you like threw a ball and like hit people with, and the dude had like weird hair and like overalls?
Maybe.
I think that was 10. I think you may have watched me play 12.
Oh,
that was the one where it was like Vinadel or something.
Like they had stepped up the graphics by that point.
Yeah, and I played I played 11 online. Dude, that was the funnest, most boring game I've ever played. It doesn't make any sense what I just said there, but like, trust me. Yeah, it's the most boring, funnest game I've ever played. Doesn't make any sense. But anyway. And my last, or our last market report. Vintage 1991 Barbie, totally hair Ken with Dep gel for $80. Do you remember? Did you ever use Dep gel back in the day, dude? I know you did.
I don't know.
It was that weird stuff. It's in like tube and it was like different colors and stuff. Remember?
Like pink. It would like there was like blue and green and it was like friggin' God, what was those? LA whatever, something or other. LA looks or some crap like
LA
that.
looks, dude. Yeah. Fried chicken is a sandwich. Good point, James. I like that. And then the Hasbro Avalon Hill Hero Quest, the frozen. This is so I probably should have put a better sale, but this is the new expansion for Hero Quest. Depp with the Fila hats. Renee knows what's going on. Anyway, I thought that was kind of cool. And I think that is my last slide. Jason, and again, I had to update this. I'm sorry. It's giveaway time, everybody. Let me just. Oh, wait. Sorry. Did you have any pickups at all?
No.
No. Well, I got pickup.
I've been super busy at work.
No one cares how busy you are at work. Okay, like no one cares about that. Okay.
Well, you know my work shift. It sucks for getting out to like even go hunting because it's like my whole middle of my day is gone.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. I did pick up this though. Does anyone want to come over and play Hero Quest with me? Anybody? No? Okay. Well, anyway. Hey Jason, looks like Renee can't find you on IG. He's on IG, but no. All right, Renee, you know, you're always welcome, man. Let's do it.
I think my name on there has a 2 at the end of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it's just a picture of my dumb ass like staring off in the distance like I'm deep in thought, but I'm probably just wondering what I was going to eat for lunch.
You probably were. That's really fair. Real quick, I just want to thank everybody for coming through the whole entire show today. Again, my link or my description of my show has all the people I follow too on Instagram and YouTube. This is our 3rd show, which we made it. I thought we weren't going to make it. Jason and I got in a big argument and he threw me across the room at my house and I cried and I thought I broke my toe. And then at like a day later, we made up and like we're good now. We're okay, right? You're not gonna beat me up anymore.
Well, it depends on how you are gonna act.
So weird. I thought this was posted. No, man, we're every Sunday, man. I'm gonna put you in the wheel real quick though. Hated what? What is it? Let's say Jason. Hated what?
KEROUA capital G.
Okay, I'm just gonna put hated G. So can everyone see? You guys see the spin? Is everyone there listed? I was gonna say you have to be present, but yeah, you got. So just when if whoever wins, please comment so I can make sure you're there and get your stuff. If you're not present, then we're gonna roll it again. So is everybody in the thing? Okay, cool. Sounds like a W. Dude, there was no WWE on my end. It was all Jason. It hurt. But we should do WWE show. That'd be kind of cool. Is everyone in the chat in the wheel? Can they see their name?
Oh God, I still remember when I gave you the pedigree at that
that assembly.
Yeah, where I thought I had like broke your neck on accident because it like went way harder in the paint. We went way harder in the paint than rehearsed.
Dude, do you remember? You remember the whole like crowd? I sold that, man. I sold it. All right, I'm gonna spin this bad boy. You guys all ready? Are you ready, Jason?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Wait, Pops, are you in? Well, you're in UK, right?
I don't know.
I think Pops is in UK. Pops, I can't send to UK anymore, man. I'm sorry. We're gonna have to redo this one. I'm sorry, dude. I think I sent him one already. Okay, we're gonna roll again. Hey man, Pops, thanks. I appreciate your support, man. I just can't spend another $85 to send you a book. I'm sorry, man. We're gonna have to respin this. I'm so sorry, guys.
Is that how much it cost?
Yeah. Joe, you win again? Joe, you're the winner again, my friend. Oh man. 4. Cool. All right, man. Well, Joe, you're the winner. Are you in the chat? Or otherwise I'll have to spin again. Joe, you won again. You're a winner again. All right, Joe. Are you sure? Are you sure, dude? I'll give one more chance. One more try. What's that song by Bryan McClay?
Do you know?
All right, Joe. I'm gonna pass it on.
The other day on the way to work was a New Edition.
Oh, ladies in love. Why do I feel this way? Okay. All right, Joe. We're gonna pass it on. Wookie.
Apparently, if you do it too many times, it like looks all funky when it spins.
Oh, really? Trey, is Trey in the chat? I don't even know. I think Trey told me to pass on the last time too. So, no one wants to win this. Okay, we're gonna move Trey. I'll give him something else on that.
I forgot what you're giving away at this point.
Hated G. There it is. Are you in the chat, my friend? Hated G. Hated G. Anyway, well, I'll get his info. Oh, Hated G. You are the winner of this Virgin Star Wars Darth Vader number 30, I think. I have to find the COD, but it comes with one. And then this NYX second appearance of, oh my God,
X-23.
Of X-23, aka Wolverine's daughter, 8.5. But it's free book and it's a second appearance. And it's pretty cool. I would probably CPR and try and resubmit this. But congratulations. Hit me up on IG, and then I'll send this out to you. There's no charge. Like it's all, as long as you're not like as long as you're in North America, basically, it's cool. Yeah, congratulations. Well, Jason, do you have any parting remarks? Any of that good stuff?
What do you want me to remark
on? Just how awesome I am, or something like that. You know?
Oh, then I have nothing to say.
You're an asshole. No, he's right. He's right. So anyway, yeah, thanks again, everyone. This is our third show. We may or may not have a show next Sunday because I may be in Canada on Saturday. Be in Canada visiting some peeps. Like I said, I'm on the hunt for some ketchup chips, some of that Humbao or Chopao in Chinatown, and the all dressed chips. Where can I get some all dressed chips then, dude?
Pretty much every store has them now.
You know what? You're every store. I hate you.
It's like at least within the last couple of years, I think I've seen them start popping up.
Oh, now it's like, oh no. Okay, that's cool, man. You know, you're an asshole. Anyway,
well, I'm just saying I could go down to like.
No, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear
the store and get some right now and eat them in front of you.
I don't want to hear it. Okay, we're being annoying. Okay, well, again, thanks everybody for listening. Good luck on your hunts out there. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you didn't, you don't have to watch this ever again. We'll quit. And yeah, thanks for watching. Congrats to Hated Kira G. Hit me up on IG. Follow Jason. Give us a like, subscribe, all that stuff, because we're trying to get that Final Fantasy VII sealed. We're never gonna get it. We have like 95 subscribers. That's it. But take care, and I hope you all come tune in next time. Bye.